After sweeping the Chicago Sky in a blowout win, the Fever have climbed to the 7th seed, and now they're just one win away from clinching a playoff spot.
Sims off the cross again into the paint, lays it up and in.
But the job isn't done yet. Standing in their way are the Washington Mystics, a squad already eliminated from playoff contention, but still dangerous because they're playing with absolutely nothing to lose.
You just cannot do that with her explosiveness. Austin spinning off Howard for the finish. And spin cycle with full.
What follows is a deep dive and full breakdown of that game, and with that, let's get down to the action. The Fever opens up the game by dealing damage on both ends as Lexi grabs the steal, while Kelsey goes for the transition kill.
Point of emphasis there. Mitchell in transition, lays that up and in for our first bucket of the game.
On the other side of the fence, the Mystics respond with back-to-back downtown hits, courtesy of Alicia Clark and Sonia Citron.
The dots there in the mid-range. Citron hits the three.
Tied at 6, Sims runs through the double high screen, now recognizing that Dolson is not on drop coverage. Sims turns the corner and downhills to the cup for the easy finish. And in the next possession, Howard attacks the slow-footed Dolson once again as she uses her body to create space before dropping the sweeping left hook.
With her shot decisions, Howard right to the hoop high out the window. She's slicing.
Meanwhile, Sonia Citron answers right with a one dribble pull-up from the elbow to cut down the lead to 3. Now on this trip, the Mystics execute a nice play, moving the ball from side to side. And when Turner extends too much on the ball screen, Olsen hits the sliding roller for the uncontested layup.
Olsen, nice pass to Engsler, who got behind the defense.
With the lead down to just 1, Lexi banks this tough running jumper off the glass to give her team some cushion. But just when the Fever are about to end the quarter strong, Shakira Austin shuts down Aerial Powers on this attempt.
Let's take a peek inside. Here's Powers trying to get downhill. Shakira Austin getting a piece of it.
And after forcing a turnover, Sutton finds the leaking Citron on the break to recapture the lead.
Sutton to Citron, yes!
It was a tight ball game after 10 minutes of action, with the Mystics up 20-19. Now, in the second frame, the red-haired lady puts Dantas on an island and drops the hoop in the harm to start the quarter.
Steps through the contact, and they give it to her on the continuation.
Then with the smaller Kelsey guarding underneath, the Mystics lobbed it up to Clark to convert this high-low action. With the margin increasing to 6, the Fever bigs start to work. AB rebounds her own miss and scores the stick back, while Double D laces one from the top of the key.
Here's Dantas through this one, rattles home.
Then moments later, Aerial Power fakes off Austin to drop one inside.
Back, gets right to the hoop, and she drops it home.
Before Lexi trickles the 15-foot midi to regain the lead. Meanwhile, on the other end, Citron dives into the lane and glides for an acrobatic finish to tie things up at 29 apiece.
They lead by 2. Citron, acrobatic finish! How about that?
After that, both teams exchange heavy artillery as Shea Petty and Steph Dolson swap 3-point bombs with 3.5 minutes to go. But right before the second quarter, buzzer sounds. Sims puts on a show with this jaw-dropping play.
Sims off the cross again into the paint, lays it up and in. That's super shifty.
Though Austin was able to reject Sims in the following possession, Indiana ended the quarter on a 13-4 run and held on to a 45-38 lead at the half. Statistically, the third quarter hasn't been kind to the Fever. However, with playoff stakes on the line, they just throw the numbers out of the window as they flat out dominate the Mystics over the next 2 quarters. I mean, Kelsey pops up the third with malicious intent, putting Citron on skates with a nasty snatchback.
Mitchell off the cross, gets that to drop,
while drawing an offensive foul on the other end. Then after snatching the board, AB muscles her way inside and drops the spin and hook combo. And on the other end, Kelsey pokes the ball away from Citron and steps on the gas for the coast-to-coast finish.
Thank you, Tyler. Here's Mitchell off the takeaway, lays it up and in.
As the Fever stretched their lead into double digits, Kiki Iriafen tried to stop the bleeding by attacking the rim and dropping back to back and won buckets to trim the lid back to 6.
Here's Iriafen, sidesteps Powers, kept the bucket.
But the moment they sensed the Mystics were breathing down their necks, the Fever turned it up a notch, starting with this defensive play of Powers, which turns into an easy 2 on the other end. Then, after getting double on this trip, AB locates Turner underneath. Now when help didn't show up, AB just eats Iriafen down low to score the deuce.
Boston hook shot drops.
And moments later, Kelsey destroys the entire Mystics defense with this relentless one-woman rack attack.
Where I coached her at Maryland, so a lot of Terp connections. Found the bucket.
Though Sutton was able to squeeze through this runner just right before the third quarter clock expired, the Fever still stayed on top, holding down the Mystics to just 9 points in the third, while carrying a 13-point cushion entering the final stretch. And in the fourth quarter, Indiana doubles down on their dominance as they go for the kill right away. As AB sizes up Iriafen on the block, she immediately sprays it out to Powers, and AP bottoms it down to push their lead back to 16. Now on the defensive end, Powers strips the ball from Austin and bounces off her legs to force a turnover.
Then cheer for Powers, inside to Austin, gets double, Powers through it.
On this ball screen, Sims finds the angle and switches gears against Austin to get this sneaky layup to drop. Austin, though, tries to lead a comeback with this smooth spinning attack at the rim, and Citron helped her out by sinking this 3-ball. However, those buckets weren't enough to significantly bring down the lead as the Fever rains down a barrage of 3-pointers on the Mystics again and again and again, to the point that the lead has already swelled to 33. And with a minute to go, the white flag was already waved as the Fever obliterates the Mystics 94-65.
Yeah! Playoffs, baby!
5 players wearing red drop double figures, with Natasha Howard leading the way with 17, while Shea Petty and Ariel Powers dropped 13 and 15 respectively, coming off the bench. But more importantly, this big dub officially punched the Fever's ticket to the playoffs.
And we just kept getting better. We kept getting tougher. And we kept becoming more resilient. And we kept figuring things out, right? Like, we've had like 7 new teams throughout the course of this season. And in the playoffs, ain't nobody gonna want to see us. And then we scare the hell out of this league. When playoffs come.